Oh shit, I forgot I have to edit videos. Anyways, hello. In today's stupid video, I had nothing to do for 2 days. So, I decided to go out for basically half of the day on both days. Day 1 would start out me getting up around 4 a.m. and catching the first frontrunner of the day out of Ogden. After having a slight struggle trying to get into my fucking train, the train departed around 5:08 a.m. After a short trip down to the Clearfield Frontrunner station, I was greeted with a pretty nice sunrise. After a northbound frontrunner arrived into the station, I look back and see lights of a freight train. So I'd run to the front for some reason instead of the back and get a shot of ZSCG2 rolling on by with a SD70AH leading. No clue what the number is. About 5 minutes after the meet, the same intermodal, just different direction, aka ZG2SC, hauls through with UP 2630 leading. After 2 more frontrunners, with the second one having a nice crew on it, a massive MNPWC rolls on by with UP 8140 leading. After that manifest, I took the next northbound to Roy, where I see another frontrunner arrive at the same time we arrived. Then, 30 minutes later, another meet happens. After that, I took a train to Clearfield, 2 more frontrunners, then back onto a northbound back to Roy, another frontrunner, and then a Utah Railway local, this being Route 515 with GP40 3000 leading. After After having some lunch and taking a small break, I went back to Clearfield Station to catch 2 more frontrunners. And then I saw the Freeport local, or LUJ41, a couple miles away. Now, the local does not pass Clearfield Station, but it does pass Roy Station. So, I took the next northbound frontrunner and beat the local to Roy. A little short time later, the local came through Roy, with GP38N693 leading. Fun fact, I have a HO scale model of this exact locomotive. After that train, I would take a southbound frontrunner back to Clearfield. Two days later, I would be back out rail fanning again from afternoon to night instead of morning to afternoon. The first train would actually be on my ride to Roy, which was Utah Railway Route 515 heading back to Ogden, with GP40 3001 leading. After my train departed and a high rail for some reason, my friend's train, aka UP 8541, finally arrived with a great crew on it. After the frontrunner departed, I dragged the foamer that you just heard scream to the crossing just north of the station. As soon as we get to the crossing, we are greeted by what we thought the LUJ41, but surprisingly ended up being a massive Schnabel car load, heading somewhere we had no clue where this thing was going, with SD70M 4826 leading. After the Schnabel car load, I take the next southbound frontrunner down to Layton. After arriving into Layton, I would walk down to the West Gentile Street crossing, where I would be greeted by INPOA as it picks up speed heading west with UP 7885 leading. After the INPOA, there wasn't really any freight trains coming for a while, so frontrunner completion, I guess. First up, southbound frontrunner with 105 leading, catching it in a probably illegal spot. Next up was a northbound frontrunner with 20 leading that almost took out my tripod. Then southbound frontrunner with 108 leading, then another northbound with 11 leading that almost took out my tripod again. Southbound with 103 leading, then 8 leading north, 117 leading south, and finally 19 leading north. About a 2-hour wait after the last freight train, an extremely late ZLBDV comes into view. It wastes no time as it rockets through with UP 5327 leading. After another load of frontrunners, including a nice horn show from 104, a once dead symbol, aka ZDVSC, makes its way through. This is the train that replaced ZDVLB. It wastes no time as it hauls to Salt Lake City with UP 8160 leading. Well, back to a frontrunner completion. First up, cab car 119 leads southbound, then 3 leads north with a nice shave and a haircut from the engineer. And finally, a smoky 20 heading north. About 2 minutes after the northbound frontrunner, the crossings would go off again, but not for the late southbound frontrunner, but for a freight train. Now, we thought at the time this was Route 611. However, it unfortunately ended up being MYROG. Even if it wasn't our train, it was still pretty good power with all AC 44s, with UP 6889 leading. Also, around the end of the train, that southbound front runner I was talking about finally made its way through. With Route 611 not coming into sight for a while, we were thinking about heading out. But right after the 9:30 p.m. frontrunners, the crossings go off again, not for a frontrunner, but for a freight train. And thankfully, it was our freight train. Route 611 flies through with Utah Railway SD 506060 leading, with 6061 trailing, the last unrepainted Utah Railway locomotive. After the Route 611, I decided to call it a day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.